In the previous videos, we have seen how to create a vertical layout by using a column as well as a combination of containers and size boxes. Just as a reminder about what our goal is for this page, let me open up the completed time tracker app. And here what we have is a title with a number of buttons. One thing that you can notice is that the buttons don't extend all the way to the edges of the screen. And also there is some distance between the buttons themselves. So the next thing that we're going to do is to get back to our layout and learn how we can add some padding to our widget. So to start off, we're going to look again at this container widget over here, and we're going to use a new property which is called padding. Now this padding takes an edge inset geometry object. Now this is not something that we have seen before, so for now I'm just going to type in some code and then I will explain how it works. So what we are going to do is to add a padding of 16 points to each side of this container. So to do that, I can type in edge insets.all and then pass in the value 16. Okay, so once I hot reload, I can see that now the three boxes are inset by 16 points in all directions. One thing that I want to show you is the documentation for edge insets. So if I tap through and I scroll up all the way above the class declaration, in here I can read that edge insets is an immutable set of offsets in each of the four cardinal directions. So in essence, this means that with edge insets, you can control the amount of padding on each of the four dimensions, and namely this is left, right, top, and bottom. So the method that we have used a second ago was called edgeinsets.all, and we can see clearly that all it does is to set all these different properties to the same value. So throughout this course, we will use padding a lot more, and so as we go along, we will see other ways of using edge insets. Now, before we move on, let me point out one more thing. Here we have used a container as the parent of our column, and we are slowly starting to learn that container is a very useful widget that is going to help us a lot with our layouts. However, in this example, if we don't care about the background color of this content window, but we are only interested in the padding that we have just set, we can actually replace our container with a new widget which is called padding. Now, padding doesn't have a color, so we had to remove this, but instead it takes just one property, and that is called padding, and it behaves exactly in the same way as the padding that we had in our container. So if we hot reload the code now, we can see that the background now goes back to white, but the padding remains the same. Now padding also takes a child, and that is why our code continues to work with the column now becoming the child of the padding widget. Okay, so we have seen how to use the padding widget to add padding around our content. The next thing that we want to see is how we can add padding between our boxes. So this is something that is actually very simple, because all we have to do is to add a sized box between our container widgets over here. So let's try that. So here I'm just going to add a sized box, and I'm going to give it a height of 8 points. And if I save, I can see that now there is a small padding between the orange and the red widget. So just to complete this, I'm also going to add a sized box here as well, with the same height. And if I save, here it is. Okay, so what I've just done here is a little trick that you'll see me doing again in this course. And that is, whenever I have widgets that are arranged vertically and I want to add a fixed size padding between them, I can do that by simply inserting a size box and using the height property as the spacing between the widgets. Alright, so we're making great progress with this layout, and we're going to continue on the next video.